If you're within 10 years of your retirement, this can be the most crucial decade of your financial life. What you do now can make or break your future. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 8 high-impact tips that you should be considering as you lead up to your retirement. Hi, if we haven't met yet, I'm Trevor Johnson, founder of Dreamweaver Financial Planning. I help hardworking savers create a plan that turns their savings into financial freedom. Let's get started on the 8 tips. The first tip is to take advantage of this crucial planning window to make decisions that are very difficult or impossible to reverse later on. Here's some examples. When to claim Social Security, if you're fortunate enough to have a pension, which pension option to choose, whether or not you should take out long-term care insurance, and also how to bridge your health insurance up until the point when Medicare begins. These items are so important that you should either research them on your own or consider hiring a professional to help you make the right choice because they have such a large impact on your future. Tip number 2 is to set yourself up for tax optimization once your retirement begins. You still have time to consider important tax moves such as Roth conversions or harvesting tax gains or losses, or repositioning your assets in a tax-efficient way before your required minimum distributions start at age 73. When people start getting close to retirement, I usually start getting a lot of questions from them around what are some tax-efficient moves that I can make, and I help people with items like this a lot. So to sum up tip number 2, you want to use this window to make moves that will reduce your future tax drag. Tip number 3 is to understand that this is the time in your life that compound interest really begins to pay off. Did you know that it's actually possible to double your 401k value in the 5 years leading up to your retirement? Here's the math. If you invested in a way where you're assuming an 8% rate of return and you max out your 401k contributions each year and hopefully get an employer match on top of that, that your 401k value will actually be double in 5 years if that happens. Now again, there's no guarantee that you're going to receive the 8%, but if you do, the value would double. Tip number 4 is to increase your savings rate. At this point in your career, you're probably in your peak earning years. So you're making more than you've ever made before, and you most likely are just paying off your mortgage, and your kids, if you have any kids, are probably not living at home anymore. So you should be able to save more than you've ever saved before. If you're finding these tips helpful, please subscribe to the channel. I try to put out 1 to 2 videos per week on helping retirees live their ideal retirement. Tip number 5 is to nail down the amount of money that you need per year in retirement to live your ideal retirement. When I talk to 20, 30, 40-year-olds, they don't have any clue how much they need per year in retirement, and rightfully so. They've got other things on their mind. But when you're a couple years off from retirement, usually you have a pretty good idea of how much you're going to need each year. People will sit down and say, you know what, Trevor, if I had $80,000 per year, I'd be able to live the retirement that I've always wanted to live. So at this point, you want to figure out how much you'd like to have per year. And this is one of the most key elements that goes into a financial plan. Tip number 6 is to pay for big expenses up front. And what I mean by this is, let's say your house needs new shingles, or let's say that your home needs new windows. It's much easier to pay for these items out of pocket during your peak earning years rather than waiting until you start your retirement. A lot of times people start their retirement and they just have a really hard time spending. So if you can take care of putting on a new roof now or new windows now, those things last for 20, 30, 40 years. You'll probably never have to do it again. So you want to take care of big upfront expenses now. Tip number 7 is related to tip number 6, but it has to do with your own personal health. You want to take care of any large medical procedures now while you're still on your employer's health insurance. A lot of times the health insurance policy that people will take out to bridge the gap between retirement and Medicare is a high deductible plan, and it can be very pricey to have a procedure done. So if you have a great health insurance plan through your employer, take advantage of it. And tip number 8 is to just start dreaming about what you want to do in your retirement. What are the meaningful ways to spend your time that you're excited about? Maybe you want to reconnect with old friends, start exercising, or restore an old car. So start thinking about all the things that you've always wanted to do. I'd love to hear the top 3 things that you're dreaming about once you start your retirement. Please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.